They came from the four corners of the earth, the mightiest gladiators from Great Britain, Australia, the USA, Germany, South Africa, and Russia. Together they united to accept the challenge of the international champion contenders in a battle that will decide who is the best in the world.
Of our international semi-finals. Yes, in tonight's show we have contenders from as far afield as Russia, South Africa, USA and Australia.
And Kimberly, with 6 different countries represented, there's a definite Olympic feeling here in Birmingham and a spirit that transcends competition. Backstage, the athletes are swapping stories, trading t-shirts, exchanging phone numbers, and I get the feeling that years from now they'll remember more the friendships made as opposed to who won and who lost.
Well, I can certainly second that. And to add to that excitement, of course, the winners of tonight's show will be in the prize stakes, because whoever goes through to next week's grand final will either receive first prize, which is an around-the-world trip for 2, or they'll receive the runners-up prize of £2,000.
And only let me tell you that they are anxious to compete, so let's get right to it. Introducing tonight's contenders. First, the women. From Russia, Elena Lebedenko, and from Australia, Lourene Bevaart.
Welcome again. Now, last time I saw you, you looked so relaxed, and you still seem very relaxed. Is that how you're feeling?
Yes, I am relaxed. I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm really enjoying it.
We know who's in the final. We know Peggy's in the final. What's the prospect of that for you? I mean, facing her in the final.
Don't even look at it. I've got to get over tonight first.
Well, that's a good way of looking at it. Now, last time, the audience was really terrific to you. I mean, they really warmed to you. Are you hoping they'll be behind you again tonight?
Absolutely. They're absolutely fantastic. They say Melbourne's one of the best support bases for their fans. But I tell you what, Birmingham, you're just as good.
Well, that's good to hear. Very good luck. Lourene.
Elena, you were very successful in the first round. You dazzled everybody with an exciting victory. How important was winning in the first round in terms of getting yourself ready for this evening?
Winning was important to me. This is the end of my sporting season and a little tiredness has built up, but I will struggle until the very end.
Her favorite phrase, I came, I saw. Hopefully tonight she's going to conquer. Elena Lebedenko of Russia. Give her a hand.
So we've met our female contenders. Let's meet the gladiators they'll be facing tonight.
From the United States of America, Jazz and Ice. From Australia, Flame. From South Africa, Sahara and Delilah. From Germany, Angel and Power. From Russia, Astra. From the United Kingdom, Panther, Lightning and Jet.
Well, the women look great, but so do our men. So let's meet tonight's male contenders. From the USA, Csizmazia, and from South Africa, Peter Brits.
Hello, Pat. Now, tell us, we've been talking about the atmosphere backstage a lot and how things are really sort of brewing up. Is that your impression as well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They've been brewing up all morning, all afternoon, and now it's just about to happen. It's going to be very interesting. Hopefully I'm going to score a lot of points.
That's good to hear. Let's hear it for Pat.
Peter Brits comes from an outstanding athletic family. His brother, #2 in the world behind Sergei Bubka in the pole vault. Is this an opportunity for you, winning the International Gladiators, a chance to step beyond your brother's shadow?
Well, definitely, Mark, I have to say, but not even that, to be on Gladiators is already a great opportunity, because it will help you a lot in the future.
You, as I recalled in the first round, great at the technical events. Tonight's events, more power-oriented, and you're not the biggest guy in the world. Are you concerned?
Yes, I'm a bit, because, I mean, these guys are big, and I'm just a fast guy, but...
I'll tell you one thing you have in your favor are those quick feet. Peter Brits, best of luck this evening.
Thanks a lot.
Peter Brits from South Africa.
So now we've met the male contenders, let's meet the male gladiators.
From the United States of America, Sabre! From Australia, Tower and Hammer! From South Africa, Samson! From Germany, Giant and Flash! From Russia, Dynamite! And from the United Kingdom, Panther and Wolfman!
Tonight's winners move on to the grand final, the championship. So without further ado, let the games begin.
Our female contenders are first up the pyramid, and they are from Russia, Elena, and from Australia, Lourene. And guarding their pyramid are Ice and Lightning.
Elena Lebedenko from Russia, 24, married with a 5-year-old daughter, 5'8", and weighs just over 10 stones, against Australia's Lourene Bevaart, a 30-year-old karate champion, a couple of inches taller and more than a half a stone heavier. And the contenders get up and at it. Elena facing the UK's Lightning and Lourene against the American Ice Maiden. And Lightning ties up Elena, flings her to the floor. Ice gets a grip of Lourene, drags her from the pyramid. It's Elena on the break. She's heading for the summit. Superb interception from Lightning. Whisked the 10 points away from her. Oh, and they take Ice out on the way. Lourene is clear and headed for the jackpot. She's there. The shower of sparks for the Australian Tower of Strength. A lot of luck, but she took advantage emphatically. It's all about Elena and Lightning now. Lightning with the shove. And Lightning is earthed. Elena with the advantage. Can the Russian take the steps to the summit? And look at Lightning coming up behind her. What tremendous stamina. This event really is the survival of the fittest. Elena back where she started from. The Russian contender will now have to compose herself, figure out a plan of action, one step at a time. And Lightning has not come to mess about. Breaks left, grinds her back into the ground. And Elena's taken a knock. But there's the whistle. 10 points for Lourene. A fellow Australian contender, Andrew, there. Well, the victory would have been Elena's had it not been for Lightning denying her the top prize. Unfortunately, Ice gets dragged down with the avalanche, leaving the Australian home and away for the summit. Kimbo's down there.
10 points. All right. Now tell me, did you go into this game with any tactics?
To get there because I can, because that is really, really tiring.
And Ice was out to get you, but she didn't quite get to you this time.
Oh, she had a good grab on me, but fortunately enough, she couldn't get after me, so... Yeah, great, 10 points.
Well, that was a great start to the night. Yelena, last time you did this, you made it to the top and scored yourself 7 points, but it was tougher this time.
Just a little bit, and I could have made it to the top. Never mind.
Okay, well done anyway, a very good effort. Please put your hands together for Yelena and Lourene.
Unfortunately, Lightning was always in the way. And that hurt.
Lightning, the Russian contender, made you earn every cent.
She certainly did. I've done this game quite a few times this year, and she must be the most difficult contender I have ever had on pyramid. You have to give it to her. She's very good at pyramids, and she's certainly very good potential. I wish her luck for the rest of the show.
And Ice, I know you're not happy right now doing a slow burn, because rarely does that happen to you, and I think you got picked off by one of her tackles on Elena.
Rarely, Mike. That has never happened to me, ever, in 5 years. You know, you get yourself psyched up for this game, and I was completely ready for it, and you're waiting for that nice little ending climax, and it doesn't happen. It's a real letdown. And so, yeah, it's like I almost want a rematch right now, because I know I could have shut her out.
Ice and Lightning doing their thing in the pyramid. Woo!
The ice hot and bothered because her contender, Lourene from Australia, scored 10 points in that event, with Elena from Russia still to get off the mark.
And next to climb the pyramid from the USA is Pat. And from South Africa, Peter. But guarding their territory are the Gladiators, Hammer and Wolf.
Hammer and Wolf, better known as Bad Boys Inc.
And now to our international referee, John Forsyth.
International contenders, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
It's Pat and the Hammer, and Peter and the Wolf. Pat wants to keep that hammer from coming down on his head. Peter baiting the Wolf. Peter's very fast, so's Wolf, gobbles him up. And Hammer hits Pat. Pile drives himself into the mat. And Wolf is struggling to dispense with Peter. Peter is free. Wolf's there again. The South African sent down. And the Wolf lying down, way out of his patrol zone. Hammer smashes Pat into the ground, pins his man to the mat. That's illegal. Hammer takes the high ground. Pat sprints right. Hammer tied up with the Wolf. Pat's having a pop at the top. He's there! And so's Peter! 10 points for the American, 5 for the South African. A dazzling display from the contenders and a diabolical display from the Gladiators. Well, enjoying that comedy of errors from the Gladiators again. Csizmazia from the USA breaks right. Hammer gets in the way of Wolf. Wolf gets in the way of Hammer. And both contenders make the Gladiators a laughing stock.
Yeah, of all the events in Gladiators, I don't think there's one that exacts as much of a toll as the pyramid. And it's a shame to work as hard as you and Wolf did and come up empty after stopping them essentially for the first 3 quarters of the game.
Well, I'll tell you something. The contenders certainly had their tactics worked out. They had Wolf and I crossing over. But then there was just a misunderstanding between Wolf and I, and he got round and I had to chase around Wolf, and then he got up 10 points, well deserved. He works hard. It's a hard 10 points to get.
Wolf, I also have the feeling, though, that this has been a pretty good partnership. This is your 2nd year of international Gladiators, and you enjoyed working with this man, and you looked pretty good there for a while.
Hey, we were the best 2 guys up there, but a guy ran across the front of me. Hey, come on, he was lucky! Tell the truth! If he didn't run across me, the other guy, I would have had him.
In this case, Wolf, I tend to agree with him.
Hey, I was having a sleep up there until then.
Wolf and Hammer are doing their thing in the pyramid. Give him a hand.
Mike's out of there, and who can blame him?
The South African team have put in a protest regarding the fact that Wolf was outside his protection zone. What do you think about this, Peter?
Well, I don't actually know, because when you're in the game, you don't actually know where you are.
You're so focused.
So you just go for the top. So.
Okay, so I think we might ask Larry Thompson to come in at this point and see what he has to say. Larry, what do you feel about the situation?
Well, Kimberly, we had a very strange affair. We had one of the Gladiators sleeping on the job. Wolf laid down on the mountain. The only problem was that he was in the wrong spot. He was not in the patrol zone, and he must come down to the patrol zone. So this is a yellow card warning for Wolf for not being in the proper spot and not playing the contender correctly.
So does this mean that Peter gets any more points?
No points, just a yellow card warning for Wolf.
So be warned, Wolf.
Hey, come on. Let's face it, no matter what I do, they pick on me. Did I do anything wrong in pyramid?
Yes, you
yellow
did.
card. Why? Did you lodge an official complaint?
I just heard about it when it came down.
It wasn't him, it wasn't him.
Oh, Peter Brits and Wolf, the pits. And now he's interfering with the audience. Wolf asking what the poster says. Well, he never was very good at reading. After that storming first event, Pat from America has 10 points, while Peter from South Africa has 5. Next.
It's a story that no presenter likes to report, but Elena Lebedenko has to retire from the competition because of an injury sustained in pyramid. Her teammate, Lourene Bevaart, will take over. Luda, I know you feel bad for Elena, but you're happy for the second chance, yes?
My team friend has been injured. That's a great pity. I will have to substitute her, and I will try to do my best.
Well, if she can't win, I know you want to win, so good luck to both of you. I know you'll be rooting her on, and let's cheer Lourene Bevaart on.
Disappointment for Elena, but the Russian delegation behind their new representative. Ludmila Machenko, Luda to her friend. She's 21, her weights and measures 5'8" and over 11 stone.
We're ready to roll our next event in the yellow Atlasphere from Australia, Lourene Bevaart. In the orange Atlasphere, Luda Machenko. And they'll be going against our pair of gladiators, Power and Panther. Over to our international referee, John Anderson.
Check pots for smoke. Australia, Russia, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
And Lourene from Australia rolls off the ramp into Atlasphere Arena, straight into a demolition derby. Oh, a Panther slams into her. Lourene spins to make her first break. It's 3 points for every pod, coming up on 2. Oh, yes! Middles it, fumigates a feline follower. Across the arena, Luda being pushed out by the power play of the German gladiator. Luda making a break for pod 4. And so's Lourene. Who's going to get there first? Oh, it's Lourene, forces Luda out of the points, but fails to score herself. And Lourene making a break down the middle, gathering speed, and there's no sign of Panther. Coming up on pod 2, she smokes it, and Panther gets another faceful. Luda being tied up in the corner by Power. Positive performance from the live-wire German gladiator, but Lourene really getting Panther the run around on 3. Oh, no cigar, time up. Lourene driving herself to 6 points, and the Aussies enjoyed that. While Lourene got up a real head of steam, Panther got a real face full of smoke.
Well, Lourene, that was a pretty good game for you.
I hope so, yeah. What was the score?
I'm not sure if I should tell you. Oh, all right, then you got 6 points.
All right.
You enjoy it. I mean, it's quite a tough game, but I mean, you're a tall girl. You managed to get the Atlaspheres moving pretty swiftly.
Yeah, it's a different sort of game, isn't it? Sort of got to keep the ball rolling and make sure you're in front of the gladiator, which I did. So, yeah, 6 points.
Congratulations. Lourene!
If we know anything about science, we've heard about the Big Bang Theory. Panther and Power put it to the test here. That was the loudest collision and bang I've ever heard in this event.
Yeah, well, facing this lady, I didn't expect such a loud crash, but it was excellent. We banged in the middle like you're supposed to, and Lourene took it to me. Usually it's a stroll in the park for me, but I had to work out there tonight.
And the key seems to be Power, lower leg strength, and keeping those legs moving at all times.
Yeah, I think it's a very good game, very fair, and I love it.
Hard work, a great workout. Nice going. Power and Panther.
After 2 events, Lourene from Australia has 16. Luda from Russia still to score.
In the blue Atlasphere from the USA, Csizmazia. In the yellow Atlasphere from South Africa, Peter Brits. They'll be going against Tower and Giant. Over to referee John Anderson.
Pots for smoke. South Africa, USA, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
And Peter gets his cage rolling to face the carnage ahead. The German giant streaking to the arena. Oh, stops him in his tracks. Pat breaks from Tower. Goes for the same pot as Peter. Pat wobbles it and bobbles it and finally smokes it. 3 points there. Peter making a break for pot 3. Beats the giant and bags the points. Giant 6'3" needs to be shoehorned into that Atlasphere. Here comes Pat with plenty of space. It's back to pod 2. And is this deja vu? It certainly is. This will count. Pat made an unsuccessful attempt at another pod before returning to 2. Peter struggling against Giant. He gives up on that one. Pat again. Finally escapes the smoke of pod 2, heading for 3. Tower blocks him. Switches direction. Peter on pod 3. No smoke, but Pat again on pod 2. Oh, that's definitely his favourite. The American scored all his points by shuttling back and forth to pod 2, while Peter's tactics were to simply try and outpace the Gladiator like that. After 2 events, Pat from America has rolled up 19 points, while Peter from South Africa has 8.
That's the end of part 1, but our semi-finals will roll on from the National Indoor Arena as International Gladiators continues after this.
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, where we're just about to kick off our second semi-final with event number 3. First up, it's Lourene from Australia. And she's going to be facing Panther. Over to John Anderson.
The Catwoman from the UK, she'll have her work cut out against the Australian karate champ, as Panther's 4 inches shorter and 22 pounds lighter. I must say, this is the first time I've seen a gladiator dwarfed by a contender. Look at the size of this woman. It's 10 points for getting to the Gladiators platform. Lourene takes it to Panther. Swinging wildly, Panther going back. Oh, there's argy-bargy. Panther's dispatched to the mat, and so's Lourene. And able to reach the platform, so that's 5 points for defeating the Glad. Lourene comes out with all guns blazing. Panther backs into her, loses balance and goes, but Lourene loses her balance and follows Panther down.
Next up, it's Luda of Russia. And she's facing Jazz. Over to John Anderson.
Razzmatazz for the American Jazz. 2 inches taller than Luda and just over a stone heavier. Can Jazz call the tune? 3, 2, here we go. Luda comes out. Scored 10 points last time against Sahara. Jazz will make her dance to a different tune. Clips around the ear. Oh, Luda's the loser. Assertive performance from Jazz. Jazz took it to Luda, boffed her around the bonds, and Luda was long gone. After 3 events, Lourene creeps to 21. Luda stays on 0.
So we now move into the men's event with Pat from the US. And he's going to be facing Flash. Over to John Anderson.
Pat Csizmazia from Ketchum, Idaho, snowboard instructor, 5'10", just over 12 stone, facing the Flash from Germany. 5 inches taller and over 2 stones heavier.
3, 2,
so Pat comes out to play. Got blown away when he fought the Russian Dynamite on the bridge in his last international competition. Flash, bang, wallop from the German Gladiator. Pat down but not out. Flash, ferocious, a real horror with that hammerhead. Pounding Pat. Oh, Flash wipes him away and follows him down. Flashman gets in a mighty backhand, and Flash posts Pat straight to the mat.
Next up is Peter of South Africa. And he's going to be facing Dynamite. Over to John Anderson.
Peter Brits, 20-year-old South African, never been on the bridge before, 6'1" and over 11 stones against the explosive Russian hero, Dynamite. Dynamite's shorter than Peter, but a Herculean 6 stones heavier. Well, Peter will have to use cunning and skill to defuse this incendiary device. Oh, but he won't get the chance. Dynamite, the dynamic diehard. And a real crowd pleaser.
It was over before it had begun. It looked pretty awesome.
Well, he's a big guy, and he's got a lot of strength in him.
Certainly is, and there was, I suppose, no tactics there involved. You just went for it, right?
I mean, you just take it as it comes.
Well, that's what you have to do. No points on this occasion. And Dynamite, I have to say, you're one of my favourite gladiators. You did a terrific job.
I did a good job. My head is full of joy. Really strong man.
Let's hear it for Dynamite and for Peter. Never mind.
Yes, Dynamite's head is full of joy, and Peter's head still full of stars. After 3 events, Pat remains on 19, Peter on 8. Next event.
Our first female contender up on Hang Tough from Australia is Lourene. But trying to stop her from getting to the other side is Jet.
Yes, the crowd clamour for the glamour. Gorgeous Jet from the UK, a hang tough specialist, 4 inches shorter than Lourene and more than a stone lighter.
And now to our international referee, Larry Thompson.
Australia, ready! Gladiator, ready!
Jet knows that the Australian contender Lourene is untested on the rings in international competition. And Lourene told me that her strongest points are motivation and a determination to succeed. But in this event, success comes from a determination to reach Jet's platform. And Jet traversing nicely. Lourene in the scoring zone. Jet trying to anticipate her every move. Lourene swings by. And Jet homes in, yes, locks in the scissors, twists around, and it's very few contenders will come out of this situation with their points intact. And Jet now working on the hands, Lourene with incredible strength, and Jet knows a trick or two up there, untwisting, Lourene fighting to get free. Oh! Jet wrenches her off the rings for a superb mat finish. Lourene can't believe she's back down under. Jet tied her up, Lourene was 1-ringed, and the Brit finished the Aussie with a yank.
Next up on Hang Tough from Russia is Luda. And trying to stop her from getting to the other side from the USA, Ice.
Ice, Ice baby, my favourite gladiator. The crowd give her a warm reception, but she's still frosty after being frozen out on that pyramid pile-up earlier. The American gladiator an inch shorter than her opponent and just over a stone lighter.
Now it's over to our international referee, Larry Thompson.
Russia, ready! Gladiator, ready! 3, 2, 1.
Well, this is also Luda's first chance to swing on the rings in competition, but you get the feeling against Ice, it'll be more a baptism of fire. Luda is from the city of Voronezh, 500 kilometers south of Moscow, and I can tell you, Ice brings not so much an ill wind as a chill wind. Ice very skilled on the rings, but Luda is in the scoring zone. Oh, straight into Ice, and hasn't she got cold hands? Luda will do well. Oh, no! It's all over. She bails out to save her strength, and who can blame her? Ice happy to prove herself that time. And the Russians making no attempt to disguise their disappointment. Just one look at this driven gladiator in full swing makes your blood run cold. The Ice Maiden blows in from the north, freezes your bones to the marrow, and the only place to head for is south. After 4 events, the girls' scores remain the same. Australia 21, Russia 0.
First up on Hang Tough from the USA, Pat. And he'll be up against the gladiator, Giant.
The German Giants, the Teutonic tall person, the Berlin big boy. Call him what you will, he's an impressive international gladiator. 5 inches taller than his opponent and almost 2.5 stone heavier.
And to start the game, our international referee, John Forsyth.
USA, ready! Gladiator, ready! 3, 2, 1.
Giants with a 100% takedown record on the rings against Csizmazia, a snowboard instructor and 1995 Survival of the Fittest American champion. Survival of the Fittest is a mere 8-day, 7-event competition, but on Gladiators it's 6 events in a single day. Well, Pat's in the scoring zone, and Giant, 1 ring but biding his time. Pat swings away, Giant marking him. Pat still in the scoring zone. Oh, straight into trouble. Giant's got him. The only way out is down. Pat splat on the mat and out of the points. giant gets Pat high on the swing, uses Pat's body like a beanstalk to slither down and then drags the beanstalk with him.
Next up on Hang Tough from South Africa is Peter. And he'll be up against the Lord of the Rings himself, Wolf.
Born to be wild, the hound from hell, hungry to exact revenge for his pyramid humiliation. The Wolf is an inch shorter than Peter, but 3 stones heavier and uglier.
And to start Hang Tough, here's our international referee, John Forsyth.
South Africa, ready! Lebedenko, ready! 3, 2, 1.
Well, Kimbo described him as the Lord of the Rings, but he has been found wanting on occasions. Peter's already had a taste of the Wolf's tactics, so he'll be wiser and all the more wary. Wolf does look as if he's not come to mess about. Peter retreating, and the Wolf in a holding pattern at the moment, guarding that scoring zone. And Peter nowhere near it. Wolf struggling to get a grip, but we're used to that. Peter advancing again, Wolf's legs up. This has all the makings of an aerial chess match. Wolf snaps with his heels. And Peter gives the Wolf a gymnastic lesson. Superb skills from Peter. And the Wolf just marking that scoring zone. Peter needs to get in there if this energy expenditure is all going to prove worthwhile. Wolf just biding his time, setting the trap. In he goes. Oh, and Peter escapes again. Wolf tries again. Still can't get a handle on the South African. Time up. Peter with a handsome display of skill on the rings, but wasn't hanging tough in the scoring zone. His fans applaud the effort, though.
Peter, you did very well to stay away from him, but you didn't make it to the red rings, which is the object of the game.
Yes, I know, but I mean, but I went anyway. Wolf was there.
So you just wanted to avoid him at all costs.
Yeah, that's true.
Wolf, you're supposed to be the Lord of the Rings. Where were you?
Hey, man, did you see what he did lifting his legs up above his head?
Yeah, a few acrobatic moves there.
Hey, did he score any points?
I don't think so.
No points!
Well, no points for Peter, but please thank Wolf and Peter from South Africa.
Well, Wolf shakes him by the hand and not by the throat. Amazing. After 4 events, the guys' scores remain the same. USA 19, South Africa 8.
Poised for her rundown, Agony Alley from Australia, Lourene Bevaart. But she's got to get by. Jazz, Angel, Lightning, Astra, and Delilah. Over to referee Larry Thompson.
Australia, ready! Ready!
Into the passageway of peril. And straight past Jazz. Angel next. Flies past the German Glad. Lightning strikes, trying to give her some stick with that ramrod. But she's through. Into Astra, the Russian. Holding her with the pads. Next is Delilah. And she's no Samson. Lourene is through. Has she pulled the 10? Well, the Australian delegates are on their feet. And in the replay, although Lightning showed flashes of brilliance, she still failed to earth Lourene with that ramrod.
You know, it was truly amazing to me that the smallest gladiator turned out to give you the toughest time, Great Britain's Lightning.
Doesn't matter how light they are. I have to say that Lightning's probably one of the best gladiators in the world, so give it all to her credit, she's great.
Well, I know what everybody wants to know. How fast did she get through? Andy, we got a time?
I have indeed. 19.91 seconds.
19.91 seconds. You know what that means. 10 points. Lourene Bevaart from Australia.
International finalist Andrew Halliday. We'll see him in action next week.
Next up, from Russia, Luda She'll have to face off against the quintet of ice, power, flame, lightning, and Delilah. Over to referee John Anderson.
Russia, ready! Ready to go!
And Luda's first obstacle is ice. Oh, ice, more like slush. Power tries to throw the switch on Luda's progress. It's flame next. Oh, the flame extinguished with ease. Lightning with the power pads. What a credit to her country she's been. And the Russian is up and over. She'll restart from there. Flame, not such hot stuff this week. Luda slipped her, then ran into Lightning. Lightning drove her up the wall and lifted her out of the gauntlet.
There are 17 seconds remaining.
17 seconds
2,
and 2
1.
Gladiators. Lightning again with the pads. Oh, but Luda eludes her. Finally, it's Delilah. More like a Dahlia, the way she was uprooted.
Go ahead, Luda. You can do it now. You can smile. That was a great, great effort in there. 18 seconds gives you 10 points. Lebedenko, how do you feel you did?
It was very difficult to pass through because the Gladiators were very strong, but I, like a tank, forged ahead.
And remember, she's doing it for injured countrywoman Elena Lebedenko, so 10 points. The Russians are on the board. And I want you to... I tell you what, is there anybody in this national indoor arena who had doubts about Lightning's toughness? Oh, sure, she can play the skill games. She can play hang tough. She can do the wall. She stood up 2 big women. I mean, you were unbelievable in there.
Yeah, I found them very tough. They're very big girls, and they've come here to fight the Gladiators. I mean, I don't think they're too nervous because they've got so much aggression, anger, and they're going to go a long way. I'd like to wish them a lot of luck for the rest of the events. Good luck, girls.
And not for a second did you think about not putting your body in harm's way.
I have to use my body because, as you know, I'm not the biggest gladiator. But I do try my best, and that time I think I came on top, so...
All right, well, go see the physio and get this woman a Kleenex. Give her a big hand. She is one tough gladiator, Lightning.
Lightning spills the claret, proving on the world stage what we in the UK have known for 4 years. Took a tremendous blow from Luda, but still came back for a second helping. Then Luda brushed aside Delilah and scored a sensational maximum. After 5 events, Lourene from South Africa has 31, Luda from Russia 10. Next, the men.
First up in the run for it all from the USA, Csizmazia. Our 5 gladiators inside, they are Dynamite, Panther, Flash, Samson, and Tower. Over to referee, John Anderson.
USA, ready!
It's a rough road to tread for 10 points. Dynamite stalls the American in his tracks. Oh, he's through. Next, it's the Huntsman, ferocious Englishman, playing power pad paddock cake with Pat. Gets through and skittles past Flash. Next, it's Samson from South Africa. Samson strong with the power pads. Oh, and Pat nearly put out. 13 seconds left on the clock. Well, Pat was making a mockery of the Gladiators' defense until he encountered Samson. Now he's facing him again from a standing start.
3, 2,
Pat Csizmazia against Samson. Superb. Finally, it's Tower. The Aussie lowers the boom. Scorching performance. More like a towering inferno. Time's running out. Oh, and the Tower steams in and nearly makes John Anderson swallow his whistle. Fantastic effort from Pat, but not a point to show for it. But a superb sportsman knows he's met his match.
Hoping to find light at the end of this tunnel from South Africa, Peter Brits. Inside the gauntlet, Dynamite, Hunter, Flash, Sabre, and Tower. Over to referee, John Forsyth.
South Africa, ready! Gladiators, ready! Pray!
Well, the South African will face the avenue of angst. First of all, meet Dynamite. Oh, outmaneuvers the big Russian Tsar. Hunter next. My goodness, Peter is fast. Up the Flash, and the German says, over and out. Well, she's having a great time. In the replay, Peter hounded the huntsman, then steamed into the flash, but unfortunately, he was lifted out in a flash. Obviously giving Peter a few tips on how to cope with Giant, and his dad's got a matching hairdo.
23 seconds remaining. 3, 2...
2 down, 3 to go. And Peter storms at the flash and bowls him over. Sabre's there to cut him down to size. Flash's ramrod won't help lying there. Shame Peter can't use it himself. Sabre, a rough, tough American gladiator. Next is the Tower of Strength. And Peter's being bashed, crashed and mashed in there. And the clock running down. Tower, a superb gauntlet backstop. Almost denies Peter the point single-handedly. Oh, and Sabre with some manly congratulations. Mike's down there with Peter.
Peter, so close and yet so far, and I know you're mighty disappointed because you had it, man. You had it.
Mike, what can I say? These guys were really, really tough. I mean, it's the semi-finals. What did you expect?
Tower, get over here. You did it again, didn't you? The Australian contingent over there going, nobody gets by Tower, and I guess not in the gauntlet, huh?
No, there's no points, but no taking it away from these guys. They've got plenty of heart, they're super quick, and they're all champions.
Let's put the helmet on the other head, so to speak. Would you like to go against those guys over there, Dynamite, Hunter, Flash, and Sabre?
I'd actually run around the outside, which is a smart thing, and get up the end and just jump up and down.
I'll tell you what, you guys, all of you guys, this was fun to watch, and Peter Brits, you are a man. Give him a hand, Peter Brits from South Africa.
Well, with a beard like that, I certainly hope he's a man, Mike. After all that effort, Pat from the USA finally has 19 points. Peter from South Africa, 8.
Final men's down and 1 to go. That's the end of part 2. All that remains is the eliminator race to decide who's moving on to the championship. We'll have that race as International Gladiators continues right after this.
Crunch time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's eliminator time. Now in the women's competition, Luda's on 10 points, Lourene's on 31 points. That's a 21-point difference, giving Lourene a 10.5-second head start. Over to Larry Thompson.
Australia, you will go on my first whistle. Russia, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Bidding for a place in the international final next week and struggling over the first high hurdle, Lourene Bevaart from Melbourne gets her rhythm going now. The Aussie delegation right behind her, and right now it's Delilah from Russia. No shortage of fans cheering her on. Lourene very fast on the overhead hand ladder. Luda makes it to the rope. Oh, she's having trouble with her climb. Go on, Luda, get it up there, girl. Because whoever wins this race faces Peggy Odita of the USA in next week's International Championship Final. Lourene scrambling strongly up the cargo net. Luda on the overhead ladder looks to have recovered her composure. Across the rollers, while Lourene comes down the zip, splash onto the crash mat. Lourene looks to have booked her place in the final. Luda very tired, gamely struggling up the net. And Lourene darts across the balance beam. Very stylish. Now then, is this going to be a real run-up? Here she comes. Head up high, pumps up the travelator. She's made it. Lourene Bevaart from Australia is a finalist in International Gladiators. What a superb contender. Her fellow countryman Andrew Halliday roars his approval, but let's hear it for Luda Machenko. Came in after Elena Lebedenko withdrew following her pyramid accident. 21 years old, the crowd rise to her. Next, it's the travelator. She's up, she's down, she's there. Dead on her feet, but a terrific contender.
You had the head start, but that gave you access to take a little breather before you attempted the travelator, and it certainly paid off.
It sure did, yeah, and got to make sure you got that first go. In Australia, I've got a couple of scars from the travelator. I don't want any more.
Well, listen, you're going to come back for the final.
Oh, yes, I am, and I hope the crowd comes back to support me as well. You've been great. Thanks a lot, Birmingham.
It's been great having you on the show. There's a little medal for you to take home. Let's hear it for Lourene. Well done.
Luda, first of all, congratulations. You know, she came here today thinking she was going to be a spectator. Lo and behold, her teammate Elena gets hurt. She participates. You did great. You did great.
I have lost today, but just the same, I don't regret coming to Birmingham. The crowd has helped me today.
Spasiba to you too. Lebedenko laid it all on the line for you, Birmingham. Give her a hand. Who will advance to the men's championship? South Africa's Peter Brits or Csizmazia of the USA? We'll find out after this timeout.
South Africa, yeah, I used to live and work there for 3 years. It's an absolutely beautiful country. They produce exceptional athletes.
I think of Nelson Mandela, someone to be proud of.
I don't know anything about South Africa. You got a funny name for your money, a Cougaran. Plus you guys got all the diamonds and the gold. But I tell you what, you don't have any gladiators who are as good as me.
I heard it's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful sunsets, gorgeous waterfalls, the bush. They have it all.
When I think of South Africa, I think of the pain, struggle and fight, but most of all, freedom.
I think of Zulus and Zola Bud running with no shoes.
I think of the rugby. And why didn't they choose me? I'd have won everything for them.
The Rugby World Cup, because I really enjoyed watching that.
Csizmazia has an 11-point lead, which means he has a 5.5-second head start over Peter Brits.
USA, you will go on my first whistle. South Africa, you will go on my second whistle. 3.
So the American begins his adventure to claim a place in the final. His fastest previous eliminator timed at 56 seconds. Here comes the South African contender. His fastest run timed at 59, so he's really got to pull the stops out. Pat on the handbike, Peter on the rope, up and at it, powerful scuff, the crowd goes crazy. And Pat finishes his pedaling, starts his sprinting. And now he's climbing as Peter finishes his bike over the rollers to join Pat on the net. And Peter has closed the gap. The South Africans like what they see. And Pat still clinging to his lead as he hits the top. The Americans on their feet now as Pat hits the zip. Here he comes, gulping in the air for the final hurdles. Here comes Peter. Oh, clumsy splashdown for him. Pat on the balance beam, incredible speed. This for a place in the final against Andrew Halliday of Australia. Up he comes! Here comes Peter! Pat's there! Peter's lost it! Oh, Pat Csizmazia from the US of A swings into the international final of Gladiators. The Americans are jubilant. It's go, go, go. Here comes Peter. He flies to the top. Peter Brits from South Africa, a magnificent contender.
Well, Pat, huge congratulations. You're through to our international final. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel great. Almost lost it there a couple times, but finish is what it's all about. And
it was really a fight to the finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely was a fight to finish. My concentration I had to pull it back at least 2 or 3 times during that event. It was tough.
And of course, you'll be joining Peggy Odita in the final, so 2 Americans in the final. No Brits. But this is for you. For today, you put in an incredible amount of hard work. We'll see you in the final. Let's hear it for Pat.
Peter Brits, I thought on the cargo net, you might have caught him.
My foot got a little stuck, but no excuses. Pat is the best.
You know what? This was South Africa's first venture into international gladiators, and I think you represented your country very well, and I know you're mighty proud of your effort.
I'm really proud. I'm just glad it's over. I didn't do too bad.
Nice going, Peter Brits from South Africa.
So it's been decided tonight. It's the United States against Australia in our grand final next week.
And Uli, it should be terrific because Lourene and Csizmazia will join Peggy Odita and Andrew Halliday, and I know you're excited, Kim.
That's right, and if tonight's performances are anything to go by, then that final is going to be just incredible.
So an exciting chapter of International Gladiators closed out today. For Kimberly Joseph and Uli, I'm Mike Adamley. We'll see you again for the grand final next week on International Gladiators.
Yeah, good
night, everyone.
For safety reasons, do not attempt to recreate any of the events you have seen on Gladiators.
It's
It's a bullseye, and here's your host, Jim Bowen. You can't beat a bitter bully. Next here on Challenge, it's retro and rad. And don't forget, your perfect weekend watch is The Chase, Saturday and Sunday nights at 9.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready, ready, ready? Let's go! Let's go!
Music with more muscle.